Boom! It's the one and only MVP, Michael Venom Page, and I want to talk about something slightly different. I want to talk about my team here, Manchester United. I'll say this is the first time I've been really excited about Manchester United in a very, very long time. And I'm going to kind of explain why, but I want to go through, because I watch a lot of videos for the team and so on and so forth, the pre-season, how they've done, all of those kind of things. But I actually want to get into a little bit more detail, because this, when I try to look for certain things in videos, people don't really talk about like the whole team. It's always about the headlines, and we'll get there. So in terms of the clear out, it was a necessary clear out. And I'm going to start with even the loans that we've done. Sonny Al-Jofri has gone off to like Notts County on loan. Toby Collier, I actually really like him. I feel like there is potential there, and we've seen him play a few games in the main squad. He's okay. They've loaned him off as well to West Brom. Eriksen. Big respect to Christian Eriksen, because obviously he came in late, but he's such a talented player. He's been released. Obviously, I think it's the right time for him to be released, but you have to big up what he's done and how he's helped the team for the time that he's been in there. Christian Eriksen, sorry, I just said that. Sorry, Johnny Evans. Now, Johnny Evans is someone that, in my opinion, should never have had to have come back to Manchester United. What he did and how he helped us back in the day made sense, but it kind of showed you where we were and how desperate we were to have to bring him back. He was initially going to come as I believe like a coach. The fact that we had to re-sign him as he's on his way back in, thinking that's it for his career, like I said, shows you how desperate we was, and I was unhappy about that. But to be fair to him, again, his experience did show. The times that he was playing, it did help where we needed it. He's retired now. Big him up as well, because he's actually going to be our loans and something. He's got a job within Man United. So big up Johnny Evans, like I said, his whole career. Hubert Graysick, I never had to say his name, released. L. Harrison, he's on loan. Joe Hugill, he's on loan, he's gone to Barnet. We've released Victor Lindelof, and I want to big him up because, to be fair, again, he had some ups and downs, but in general, he was a solid defender. And again, we've struggled a lot in the defense. Like I said, bringing back Johnny Evans, it was necessary to have that kind of purchase. He was a strong centre defender when we needed him to be. He's been released. He's end of his contract. He's been released, but big him up as well. Jack Kingdom, again, don't know too much about. I haven't really watched too much about him. He's been released, and again, seeing as I don't really know too much about it, probably makes sense as to why he's been released. Jack Morehouse on loan again. Some youngsters. This one's an interesting one. Sam Murray, I actually liked him and felt there is potential, and I feel like we should kind of keep our eyes on him, because I think he can do some stuff in the future. Didn't quite live up to exact expectations, or from the few times I saw him, but I just feel he's quite talented. Nice fast pace, good foot control, like ball control, keeping it close to his feet. Dribbling skills really on point. Nice. He seemed like he had his good eye out, but just didn't quite make it. But he's been sold permanently. And let's go to the main hype story, which is Marcus Rashford. There was a bit of he's always been a bit unsettled for the longest while. I have to say, I'm happy to see him the first game that he played with Barcelona, got an assist. I'm happy to see him go on and do well, because he is a talented guy for whatever reasons, personal or whatever. I even saw an interview when he was talking to, I believe, Rio Ferdinand, and he was kind of explaining the situation and the state of Man United, similar to how Cristiano Ronaldo spoke of it when he got back, and kind of said, the disappointing side of seeing how things haven't improved. But yeah, I'm happy to see him kind of do well. He's on loan. I don't know the actual intricacies of the actual deal, whether he is on loan to be bought later, or he's just on loan and we have to kind of figure out later on. Because I get annoyed with Rashford sometimes as well, as I'm sure many United guys do. But Rashford is a talented player, as we have seen. He's gone to Barcelona and he's already showing his talents. If next season, when Man United is more developed, and look more like a team. I definitely can see him fitting back into United. But, you know, let's see with that one. So we've got the guys that are kind of out. Now we need to talk about the guys that need to leave. There's a few of them guys that just need to leave. And I haven't actually even got everybody down here, but just the main ones I'm going to speak about at the moment. Jadon Sancho, somebody that I have not been a fan of since he's come. I've watched him live at a game. He's very lazy, doesn't like, you know, again, super talented. You can't deny the talent that he has, but if you do not show it when it matters, then it doesn't matter. So I've had arguments with friends, cousins, like just everybody talking about him because some people really love him. And I'm just like, for me, it's the results. It's about the results. It doesn't matter how talented you are. I can't look at how, you know, a couple skills that you do and be like, oh, he's amazing, if he doesn't actually benefit the team or do anything for the team. Seems to have a bit of a weird attitude. Again, I can't speak on it personally, but the fact that he's constantly in and out of the news, the arguments that he had with Ten Hag and so on and so forth, it just seems like he makes some weird decisions. And then I see a random video, which is, again, it's your personal business, but I'm never going to go into it. But he's done something in his personal business that just seems to me that he just seems to make random decisions. And it shows that he needs to leave. Now there's talks of him going to AC Milan, I believe. And I'm hoping that sale is made because we need to recoup some money now. So obviously I'm going to speak about the purchases that we have made in a second. But we need to recoup some more money. Now, another one, Anthony, definitely needs to go. That spinning on the spot thing just didn't do anything, bro. It's weird because, again, you see a lot of these guys, they leave, they go to other teams and they're actually doing really well, but also people forget how difficult it is in the Premier League. So he goes to these other leagues, which is not as necessarily fast-paced, it's not as physical, and they look amazing. So he goes back on loan and everyone's like, oh my God, he's tearing up out there. It's like, yes, don't get me wrong. The reason why he got bought is because he is a talented player, but can you do that in the Premier League? Big difference. He's not able to do that in the Premier League. You know, he's got a couple attributes that are exciting, but just not enough. I think he needed a bit more quality players around him to kind of help. He didn't have that. So yeah, he needs to go. Now this next one, I'm kind of stuck on. Garnacho, because I'm a fan of him. I think he is super talented. I just simply believe there was a lot of pressure placed upon him because the time that he came in, and obviously he was doing really well, he's that young stud, but in those moments he needs to have somebody to protect him. And what I mean is he should still be that kind of player that comes on later, is substituted on, not starting every single game, because again, especially the British crowd and the British media, you apply so much pressure, especially at a team such as Man United. So much pressure goes onto these youngsters, and it shouldn't be that way. When he comes in and there's excitement about him, you should be able to take him off and keep developing him in the background and then bring him back on and show it, and then people should be excited to see him. And then when he matures, then he starts to get regular, like, long games and he's the first team player. But the fact that he wasn't at that place and then he was just, because he was needed, having to play almost every game, I think he burnt himself out. I think he got a bit more predictable even for like some of the other teams they're watching. Obviously we all are going to study the tapes in terms of other teams. They're going to study the tapes, see what he does, and then he was starting to become less and less effective. So I hate that he needs to go, because I really think that he is talented, and there's talks of him going to Chelsea. They've got such a deep squad right now. I actually think he'll do well there, and it annoys me that he'll do well there because, like I said, I feel like he could fit here. It's just timing is everything. We need some money, and he's potentially, like I said, hasn't really quite fitted. I'm sure his attitude has changed as well. Like I said, he's not matured yet, so he definitely needs to go. And it looks like he's going to Chelsea, which I'm not a fan of, because they're looking all right. Definitely looking all right. I don't want to help them any more than they are already doing. But the exciting news now, let's get to it. Not gonna lie, I was ready to just stop watching football, bro. It was good. That last season was a rough run for any Manchester United fan. Watching that last season was difficult. It really, really was. There's so much to complain about. I'm not gonna do it right now, but just understand it was difficult. It's like being an Arsenal fan. Anyway, okay, so this is who we have brought into the team, and I can't believe it. First person to come in, Matheus Cunha. Bro, bad boy. Next person they bring in, Diego Leon. Not gonna lie, didn't really know him too well before. Bad boy. But then we get Brian Mbeumo. Yeah, bro, this guy is solid. He is fast. I'm not even getting to it right now. Bad boy. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm excited. I'm like, this is a great window. You know, Amarin is showing where he's looking to kind of press towards, and it's showing his excitement. But then more happens. Benjamin Sesko comes to the team. There was even talks about it. Even when there was talks about it, I'm like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Obviously, we didn't get Champions League and da-da-da-da-da-da. Other teams are going for him. Newcastle is dashing whole heap of money that they've got. Sesko makes the right decision and comes to Manchester United. He's obviously been sold on what Amarin's looking to develop, where he's looking to go. I'm hearing that they're changing stuff up in the back office, all the things that Rashford spoke about, Ronaldo spoke about. They're talking about restructuring. They're getting like the really high level fitness machines and this and that and blah blah blah. So the stuff in it just seems like the whole team's in sync at the moment, and we're pushing. And he's been sold that dream of, okay, this is where we are going to be in the next however many years. So he made that decision to come. Now it is great for me. This is an excellent transfer window. Excellent transfer window in terms of what the team already looks like in an attacking sense. There's still more work to be done. But then I'm hearing news all over the place. I said we still need work in the middle of the park, still need work defense, still need work. Our goalkeeper is, we'll get to there. Anyway, Carlos Baleba. I'm telling you right now that I am a Baleba. See what I did there? If we get this guy, it's still looking, there's a couple weeks left. It's very unlikely because it's looking at 100 mil, which is why I'm talking about these guys having to get sold. It's looking very difficult to kind of keep it to the guidelines of financial fair play. We've already put in a lot of money and spent well. But if we get this guy, I'm telling you, we're fighting for the title. Like, this guy is solid in the middle of the park. And I find the way Man United plays, a lot of the times it's out to the wings and it comes in that way and not directly through the middle. He's that guy that would run and create spaces because he's going to be so aggressive down the centre line, yeah, which is going to pull players in. It's going to allow runs on the other side where you're going to see Mbeumo, you're going to see Cunha, Bruno Fernandes to supply all of those kind of guys and pass through the middle over the top. It just creates so much more dynamic up front and causes so much more problems. He is definitely a guy that we need because remember, middle of the park, we only have Casemiro right now. We have, to be fair, Kobu Mainoo is a person that I think is super talented, but like how I spoke about Garnacho, he needs to be covered, his back to be covered a little bit, or at least to have somebody to kind of work off. Right now, we only have Casemiro in the middle of the park, and it's not good enough. He's kind of on his way out. A lot of the times when I'm watching him play, he makes too many mad decisions, whether it be through tackling, through passing, deep right in front of the defenders, and losing the ball there causes us so much problems. So we can't just depend on Casemiro. He is talented, he's got great passes and stuff, but I think he's nowhere near what he used to be. And again, Agate, I don't quite trust him yet. Agate, I really don't quite trust him yet. He's a bit unnecessarily aggressive in the wrong places, and again, holds on the ball for too long sometimes. Literally, even our last game, he's got the ball turned. There's options in a million places, but he tries to run and he's already deep, gets tackled, and they're straight back at our goal. Again, something that I fear with Casemiro as well, making those silly mistakes in those places there. Mainoo is very good, composed on the ball. You need somebody like that there. And Baleba just looks like he'll just run through the whole team. That would be the missing key that pushes us to fighting for a title. Don't get me wrong, we still have some work to do. The fact that Harry Maguire is still probably one of our best defenders is not good enough. You got Delo on the side, great player, very in terms of whipping the ball in and stuff, and we got some new up and coming guys, Euro, We've got Heaven. A few up and coming guys, but they're again too young and not. Even when I've watched them, they're not quite good enough as of yet. You know what I mean? Martinez still there, but injury prone, and I really like him. I think he's a solid player. We do have De Ligt as well. In terms of names on paper, some of them look good, but in terms of performance, we're getting beaten at set pieces in the box all the time for fun. It's not good enough at the back. And to make it even worse, our goalkeeper is, whatever, bro. The guy is dead. The guy is so dead. Like normally, I try to be a little bit respectful because I'm not going this guy. You know, he is dead. I don't want his bad aura anywhere near Man United. If we're having those kind of issues, back in the day, even when we was having issues in front, we had De Gea at the back. That guy saved us from at least 139 games minimum. Games that we should have lost because we were getting peppered at the back. De Gea, get out, get out, get out. Onana is just fumble machine, bro. Absolute. This back. Go. Where are you looking? The team is looking spicy right now. And like I said, I'm actually excited and proud to wear this shirt. Anyway, I'm out. Bless.